Hi guys, and I'm back with this video. Before I start the video, I'd just like to say this is not a paid video. I've done it off my own back, just to help people who are a bit less skillful minded like me. Can't fix things basically, or haven't got the motor skills in their hands. So, as some of you know, I have a good friend on YouTube, and his name's Mark Fitcher, or Filcher, depending on how you say it. And I told him I had a few issues with a few locos, this being one. I had my E2, which I was unsure if it was working, and then I had my one of my really old Coronations, Duchesses, sorry. And I had a chat with Mark, and I said to him, look, I think these are the problems to the loco. And I was pretty right on most of them. The Duchess was a bent rod, easily fixed. I don't think there's anything wrong with E2. And this one, I put it away. I used it, put it away in the cabinet. A month later, I got it out, and it was making a clicking noise. And I had a word with Mark, and he said, "Is it rot?" I was like, "No." And that we banged it. I was like, "I don't think so." And it turned out to, we said like, it'd probably be the gearing. Fair play. So I took it to my local mod shop, because I put a thing on social media saying, can someone help me? And they all said, take it to your local model shop. So I did. And he basically turned around and said, it's the motor, it's had it, don't use it. In short, scrap it. And I wasn't willing to accept that for some reason. I don't know why, I just didn't accept it. And I spoke to Mark, and he said it definitely sounds like the video I sent him sounds like it could be the gearing. So I put a thing on social media asking for help. So I literally can't do these. I can literally do an 040, maybe a 060, but for anything, I struggle. And another guy called Mark responded, says he does a service. And he's willing to send it to me. He won't charge me anything until he starts to work. So I thought, fine, I'm happy with that. This is what his channel's called, thing's called. That's what it's called. I'll put the links in below for you. He communicated well, all the rest. He basically, if I can get the video up, I will put it up now.
Hiya, just let you know your castle class is all done. I've replaced the gear on the rear driving wheel, which is the one that was split, causing the cracking noise. Just give you a little demonstration run. So that I know you've been told previously that the motor was on its last legs. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think the motor's got plenty of life in it. As you saw just then, it's just let that down again. It's more than capable of decent sort of slow speed, smooth running, and then you go right up again. There's plenty of guts left in that motor, so I wouldn't worry about the motor. It was only the gear that was the problem, which has obviously been replaced. You've also got 4 out of the 6 wheels are brand new, and the one that's not brand new I've given a good clean up. Sorry, the 2 that aren't brand new I've given a good clean up. So that's all running quite well. As I mentioned in the message I sent to you when I first got the loco, the model shop that you sent it to before, when they've taken it apart, or when they've put it back together rather, they've over tightened the screws that attach the body to the chassis. So there's one screw here just above, so it goes from the underside of the front of the boiler up into a thread in the boiler, and then there's also one back here, which is what this coupling attaches to, and there's a screw which screws up into a little thread that's under the foot plate. Both of them unfortunately have been over tightened, and this one has split in two, like opened up, and this one, the thread has just been sheared off the body. Unfortunately, that means that the body is not properly secured to the loco. So if you see when I lift it, there's a bit of play there. I can pick it up, but you've just got to be careful of it and mindful that the body's not properly attached. Because on the inside of the body, around here, there's quite a big bit of weight, and the body itself is actually quite heavy, which is a good thing because it means that although it's not firmly attached, because of the weight of it, it's actually fairly stable and sits quite level on the wheels and on the chassis. So when it's being used and running on the track, it's not going to be a problem. The only thing you need to be mindful of is when you want to pick it up, you want to pick it up by the wheels, not by the body, because you may end up causing some further damage. I'll leave that sort of down to you as to whether you want to take that up with the model shop or not. It's quite obvious that they've just been putting it back together in a bit of a rush and they've over tightened the 2 screws, which is a shame. Other than that, it's running nicely, nice loco, plenty of life in it. I wouldn't have any concerns about the motor dying or anything like that. You should get plenty more years of enjoyment out of this one.
Basically, he said this is the issue. It's something to do with here and here. One of the gearing is snapped again. He said whoever looked at it before you has done some serious damage, as in the screw won't set there, so now it just, so you can see that, look at that, that's bad. The reason I went to town on this loco basically is because it's a limited edition. I don't know what to do about that. I could always glue it down, but I don't want to. So this is basically just trying to help anyone who's unsure what to do. Just try this guy, he's reasonable. And he also gave me some money back, so he got money back from the person he got the parts from. So next up will be running a little video of it running. And yeah, I'll see you at the end. So yeah guys, that was a little bit of it running in as such, because it's got new parts and I think it should really be running again. Like I said, I'll put the description, I'll put the link to the guy's social media channel down below. This wasn't a paid thing, it was just basically me trying to help anyone who struggles like me, and from his other videos he does a really good job. I have no issues with him or with Mark. Yeah, I know there's people out there who can put lights in theirs and smoke units and strip them down better than me. But yeah, so like I said, this is just to help anyone who needs the help with certain locos. He will do anything really. He converts, I think, Triang ones as well. I'm not too sure about that. I think he's Triang. But don't be scared to ask him if you need help or advice. I think he gives advice as well. So yeah guys, and until next time, it's goodbye from Serum Castle. It's goodbye from me. Bye.